Given that list of demands and that they've been declared non-starters, is there a concern that the talks next week are Russia's building up of a pretext for, if and when they fail, using them as justification to go ahead and invade?
I think that's certainly part of the playbook. It's to put out a list of absolutely non-starter demands, and then to claim that the other side is not engaging, and then to use that as somehow justification for aggressive action. But the fact of the matter is, Russia knows well what is a non-starter. But there are also areas, there are also subjects, there are also issues where we can engage, we can have dialogue, we can see if we can improve everyone's overall security. Secretary General Stoltenberg mentioned some of them just today in the press conference that followed the session of the NATO foreign ministers. Arms control, where we have successfully engaged with Russia, including by extending New START at the beginning of this administration. Various confidence building measures, greater transparency, risk reduction. These are all areas where, if Russia has legitimate concerns, we're fully prepared to listen, to engage, and to see if we can make progress. Just as it's vital that Russia hear our concerns, those of our European allies and partners, based on the threats that it is posing to peace and security, and act on them. If we approach this as a two-way street, based on reciprocity, and try to address some of the challenges that exist when it comes to security in the transatlantic and European areas, then I think we can make progress. Certainly, as I said, we go into this committed to diplomacy, committed to dialogue, but equally committed to stand up for the principles that Russia is putting at risk.
And the massive consequences that you've been foreshadowing if Russia doesn't reverse course, they're political, they're economic, but they're not military.
Well, we've talked about this, in recent weeks, and not only us, the G7, the European Union, NATO, have all made clear that there would be massive consequences for further Russian aggression against Ukraine. We've talked about financial and economic measures. Certainly, NATO's defensive posture will have to strengthen even further. Assistance to Ukraine to defend itself will continue. And, one of the things that's so striking to me about this is that, and going back to 2014, Russia's actions have precipitated exactly what President Putin says he wants to prevent. Before Russia invaded Ukraine in 2014, public support in Ukraine for membership in NATO was about 25%. Now it's 60%. NATO, after the invasion, as I noted, had to reinforce its eastern flank and have greater capacity there to defend against the possibility of Russian aggression. So I think it's fair to say, looking back and also looking ahead, that this is not the way for Russia to achieve what it purports to want to achieve.